皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Show's podcast. Guys, you might notice from the sound quality, but I'm actually outside currently. I'm recording in a different environment. I'm on my way to go to my Yaido training. I just thought it might be a little bit funny if I could do something different than usual, so here I am. So today, guys, I'd like to talk about something that personally I felt is really important, especially as a man who is training in tea ceremony. So it's really hard to explain how to talk about this, but basically there are two really famous YouTubers. They're both originally comedians, so they knew each other when they were already comedians, and they were the ones who became YouTubers very quickly in the world of comedians. And in the beginning, they were both attacked by the other comedians that they should focus on their job as a comedian, not as a YouTuber, and so on and so forth. But after COVID came, everyone started doing YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So they actually have a really strong bond. But one comedian is actually a senpai compared to the other comedian, and they have a really good relationship. But they went to have just privately, without filming a video, without not a TV show program or anything. They just went out to have dinner together. And in one of the sub channels of the Kohai, which is the junior comedian, made a video explaining about how the dinner was, because they're both one person who is a junior actually has almost 5 million subscribers, and the senpai comedian has 2.5 almost million subscribers. They're both really, really famous, and it was really funny and interesting listening to their stories and how the dinner went. But anyways, the main story starts from here. The junior Kohai, because he is a comedian, he made the dinner party sound really funny. But what he explained is that the senpai, because he really cares about his junior, the junior comedian so much, that he prepared like the best restaurant with the best food and the best drinks and all the beverages and everything, that he was a little bit nervous, actually. Yeah, one of the best sushi restaurants ever in Tokyo, really, really expensive. I've talked about it in one of my videos before, but there's actually like sushi restaurants in Tokyo where like one sushi can cost like 4,000 yen. So it's almost like $35 a piece of sushi. So like he was taken to such a restaurant, and all the other things too, like for example, the senpai comedian was actually on a diet, so he couldn't eat, but the person who was talking about this was the only person who could eat, and all of these things. There's a lot of other stuff as well, but it made him really nervous, and he made the story sound really comical and funny. But I personally felt, as I was listening and laughing at this, I also thought that this is something really important that people like me, a tea ceremony trainee, really needs to keep in mind, because it's something that my sensei always teaches me. Hospitality is the main thing that you learn through tea ceremony, and it's really important that you try to understand what your customers want and try to make the best for them and such. But also at the same time, you have to remember that doing too much will not be a good thing, because that will make you nervous. For example, let's say you went to a friend's house for the first time, and they gave you like a full course that would cost like a few $100s, and they brought out like a few $1,000 worth of wine, and they gave you like 10 or 20 presents. Wouldn't you feel like, oh my gosh, like this person is doing so too much to me, and I don't know what I can give back, because humans, psychologically, we are built so that we want to give back to the things that we're given, right? So if you give or do too much, the other person will actually feel uncomfortable. And that would be your own ego if you do too much. That's what I'm taught through my teachings of tea ceremony from my sensei. So my sensei always tells me that, of course, the tea utensils, there's a lot of utensils, right? There's the pot, there's the tea bowl, there's a tea caddy, there's a tea scoop, or all so on and so forth. You shouldn't have too many expensive utensils. You might think that the best, most a tea ceremony that has the most amount of hospitality might be, using a few $1,000 bowls and also the tea scoops, and, all of these items would be really, really expensive, would be a good thing. But no, it's important that you just keep it to one or two things possibly. It depends on the opportunity, of course. If it's a really, really special opportunity, you might have more. But basically, if it's a regular tea ceremony, you should usually keep it to just one thing. This bowl is very special. All the other stuff are just regular things, you know. But this bowl is really special. And this removes the nervousness of the people, because every time, for example, if you're handed the tea bowl or if you're handed the utensils that you observe, in tea ceremony, there's a procedure where you observe the items that the host has prepared for you. But if everything was expensive, you'd be really, really nervous touching them, right? Yeah. So that wouldn't be really comfortable for your guests. But if you have one really important thing inside all the tools that you have that day, that the guests will be able to cherish that, focus on that one thing and just take very good care of that one item. And then they'll still be able to enjoy it and still have fun and relax at the same time. So that's what's really important to tea ceremony. And through the funny stories of this comedian, I was able to find such an important message. I was able to refine something really important that my tea master has taught me through my training. And I thought this was something I'd like to share with you. So it's always a balance. Doing everything you can is not always the good thing. I think this is something that goes along with all the other stuff that I train as well, but it's all about relaxing. When you put too much power into anything, it could be like when you're doing Yaido, put too much power into your shoulders. If you're playing the shakuhachi, the bamboo flute, if you put too much power in your stomach, it's all this kind of stuff. It's always about relaxing. You relaxing, especially in the world of tea ceremony, it's really important the host is relaxed, and not taking it too seriously in a way. Yeah, just relaxing, taking it easy will actually be a good thing for the guests. And this was something really, really shocking for me, because I always thought that if you want to do something seriously, you need to put a lot of power and a lot of focus into it and such, but that will be a little bit too much for most people. So I just wanted to share this story with you. And I really think it's really important that giving too much is not always a good thing. This is a really important lesson I learned through tea ceremony, and I was able to remember this thanks to the funny story of the comedian. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. So then everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know there's a lot of people studying Japanese, willing to come to Japan to study, travel, work, or even train our traditional culture and such. However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future, because we're facing a lot of social problems. We are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are literally dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I want to dedicate my life to trying to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve the social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And to do this right now, I guess, the first thing that immediately come to my mind, I'm doing a lot of things right now at the same time, but I guess I can still say that the thing that we want to do the soonest would probably be buying my very first real bamboo shakuhachi so I can do a collaboration video with Kaminaga Daisuke-san. I'll see how that goes though. I'm still actually contacting Kaminaga-san, so situations might change. He possibly could give me a discount for the performance fee, and then we might actually be able to do it sooner. In that case, I'll try to update my goal on Kofi. But anyways, yeah, I'm talking about Kofi right now, actually. The donation platform is really similar to Patreon. I hope you can check it out through the description box, or hopefully have a pinned comment. If not, you can take a look at the description box for me. And again, I'll be waiting for your comments. So this is my first time trying to record a podcast while I'm walking. I'm really, really sorry if the sound quality was low, but if it works though, I think it'd be really fun if I can do this while I'm walking and talking. It really kind of, what should I say, activates my brain a little bit, so I feel like I'm able to talk a little bit better. I was a bit concerned about a few people who were looking at me while I was walking and talking, but I am walking through a really quiet neighborhood, so some people were like, "Would this guy speaking in English, But I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm going to be talking about this in a different podcast, but I'm training myself right now so I can properly ignore the people who ignore people's eyes. I talked about before that I'm a really high sensitive person, so I seriously should ignore what other people think of me. But anyways, I'll be talking about that again soon. Thank you so much, guys.